Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Review It with Ree. So, today we decided to do something a little different from the usual. I took on the challenge of interviewing a South African actor, model, and fitness enthusiast. So, the main focus is that they're an actor, obviously, because you know that my show focuses on movies, series, him. And basically, the reason for this is that there's a show coming out. It's called Isono. It's airing on the 27th of July. I hope I'm correct. And yeah, there's an amazing ensemble, very great actors from South Africa. It's the first BET African show that's going to be aired internationally, so we can look forward to something that's going to be phenomenal. So I want to be a part of this journey, and I want you guys to be a part of it too. So I just want us to check it out before it airs out, find out who the actors are, who the actresses are, and then when it starts, we can review it and have conversations about it and just, have a blast. So coming up is going to be the interview basically that I held. His name is Bohang Moeko, and he's playing Gabriel in Isono. So I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed it too. And yeah, have fun.
Okay.
Okay, so firstly, I want to first introduce you so that the viewers can know who you are, where you've been, where you're going, and right. So as you all
Okay.
know, you can introduce.
Should I introduce myself?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is Bohang Moeko. I am an actor. I was born in Johannesburg. I first studied quantity surveying and qualified as a professional quantity surveyor. Well, not a professional, just a qualified quantity surveyor. Worked as a quantity surveyor for a couple of years, just over 2 years, I think. And during that time, I then was pursuing acting and doing acting classes. I did an acting course for about 8 months, I think it was. And then decided that, I had enough because I was miserable. I was miserable at my job. I completely hated what I was doing, the office job I was doing, and decided that, it was time for me to pursue my dreams. And I did that. And after doing the acting classes, I then went ahead and got an agent in Johannesburg. And I started going to auditions. I went to countless auditions. I actually used to count the auditions that I went to. I used to list them down until it got to a point where it was just too many. I think when I stopped counting, it was already at 110 or something that I had been to and didn't get. I hadn't booked any jobs from those 110 auditions. When I stopped counting, it was 110. I don't know how many I ended up doing. And then, so it was about 9 months of auditioning and not booking anything. And then eventually booked my first job, which was I was a featured extra in a commercial. And I also hated being an extra. So never did that again. And then, a month later, I booked my first proper role in a soapy called Zabalaza. Got a year contract from that audition, and I used that first job as my acting school. I used that job to really soak in all the knowledge and wisdom I could for the people I was working with, because I was working with people who were in the game a long time, people who I looked up to, people who I grew up watching. So I used that experience as an on-the-job sort of acting school, and I learned as much as I could. I tried to improve as much as I could, and it worked because it opened doors for me for all the other jobs, because from Zabalaza then I was able to get Ring of Lies. From Ring of Lies, did his Tunzi, and then Ring of Lies season 2, then his Tunzi season 2, then it just went on and on to Housekeepers, The Queen, Scandal, everything else. And so that's how just one door opened after another. obviously with God as well. I mean, I can't. It's not me. It's all like God's blessings. And then just throughout every single production, my whole aim was to just get better as an actor, to improve. And then I don't know what I was shooting at the time. Yeah, I can't remember what I was shooting at the time. It might have been Ring of Lies season 2, but during that year, I did another 6-month acting course. Pretty hectic one. That forced me to work on my acting like every day. It was pretty hectic, but really good for me, and I improved a lot and learned a lot from that. And just every production, I just tried to elevate, and I've always tried to elevate and improve as an actor. And a year ago, I think I booked my first international job, which was as The Hot Zone, which was an American mini-series. And then that was my first taste of international sort of work, which was amazing. It's something that I really want to do more often. And then after that was it after that or before? I don't know. I think it was after that I booked my first
movie.
Hey?
Is it the first movie, the Seriously Single movie?
Yeah, my first movie, and that's my first. Well, I've done like other sort of films, but like my first proper feature film. And as one of the leads, so that was a really big deal for me to know that I'm doing something that's going to be in cinemas and in film festivals worldwide. Well, now because of Corona, we don't know what's going to happen. Well, I know what's going to happen with the movie, but I can't say yet. But it's not going to be, it's pretty much not going to be in cinemas anymore because of Corona. But it's going to be, it's good news. Anyway, but that was my first feature film, and I was looking forward to the whole cinema experience, doing the movie premieres. That was going to be my first time doing that. So unfortunately,
Corona,
the whole COVID thing hit us all badly. But I know that before lockdown happened, the movie was shown in LA at a film festival, and they loved it there. It got a really good response there. So I know that it's got an appeal internationally as well. Yeah, I know that it can do well internationally as well. So that was my first feature film, and then which was supposed to come out in May. And then this year I got. I think this is probably the biggest biggest local TV role that I've ever done, and the most difficult as well, which is Gabriel on Isono, which is BET Africa's first ever locally co-produced daily drama. And it's going to be Africa's first ever local drama to be aired to an international market, or audience rather. So it's also a first on a couple of points, and a pretty big thing. So I'm excited about that.
I'm excited too. I can't wait for it. Like the entire J, you guys are gonna kill it, because all the people that are there are really, really, really great actors, and that's why I wanted to talk about this show before it comes out, because I know I'm definitely gonna be checking it out, and I'm gonna get people to check it out too. So
thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I personally knew you, well, not personally know you, but I watched you on Ring of Lies and Isono, which were great shows on their own, because they both were twisted in their own ways, especially Ring of Lies. That one was a lot. It was missed out. Both the shows that I personally watched with you in them, I saw two different characters. You're not playing the same thing over and over, and that gets boring, because you categorize this person with this character. It's a difficult thing to do that, because
I know what you mean. Like a lot of people bring the same thing to different characters, and then it ends up feeling like it's the same character, just in different clothes or whatever it is. Yeah. So it was because I remember at some stage I was actually shooting. At some stage I was shooting season 2 of Istunzi and season 2 of Ring of Lies at the same time. I remember, and it was important for me to actually, what I did actually was I wrote down all the traits of Gabriel, my character on Ring of Lies, and all the traits of my character Lebone on Istunzi. Yeah. And I wrote them all down on separate pages, and I made sure that there might, even if there are similarities, but I've got to find all the differences. And then I would write down all the differences in the way they speak and the way they move. And I would write down the differences in, the way they interact with people. And I think I even had different sort of music for each of them, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I just try to find differences for each of them, specifically for me to know how to play different, both of them differently, in just the way they talk, the way they carry themselves. I remember something like noting down that Gabriel was a faster speaker, where Lebone spoke much slower with a deeper voice and more confident, whereas Gabriel was hot-tempered and would just speak. Like just small things like that, and the way they move. Lebone was painted as like the perfect boyfriend, the hero. So if you see like Marvel movies, heroes always walk like heroes. They walk a certain way, like chest out, very confident, like a certain look in their face. So that's what I went for with him. I just found those differences, those little things I could play with, that I could work with, to make sure that I was playing these people differently, Yeah.
So I have 12 questions, but I think we'll get through them quickly. So I guess you answered most of them. Like the first one was, where are you from? And like, how did you get where you are in terms of your acting? So I think you answered that already, technically.
Yeah. I'll just add that because when I made my introduction, I said that I was born in Johannesburg, but I didn't grow up here. I spent most of my years in Bloem. I grew up in Bloem, and that's where I went to high school, a bit of primary school, but then all of high school. The rest of my primary school was this side. Most of my years were in Bloem, and I went to varsity in Bloem as well. So that also, played a part in sort of shaping who
you are.
I grew up to be, because where you grew up does have a part, and Bloem is a small town, so it definitely sort of, in a lot of ways, prevented me from getting into a lot of trouble, because there wasn't much to do. It's not like Joburg, where you have access to so many things that can be distractions if you let them be. But in Bloem, there just wasn't much to do, so there weren't that many distractions, and I was able to sort of, at the time, focus on my studies and friends and stuff. So it helped me focus and get through those high school and varsity years. And then by the time I was done with varsity, I was ready to work and stuff. So certain things, when you're at that age, don't appeal to you as much anymore as when you're in high school, when you are at a sort of a vulnerable age, or very impressionable age. So by the time I got to a bigger city like Joburg or whatever, I was already at the age where a lot of things that distract people weren't really that appealing to me. And even just coming into the public eye, by the time I sort of started becoming known or recognized or whatever, again, I was already at an age where it didn't affect me or faze me as it would have if I was younger,
Sure.
Yeah, so that helped.
I can imagine imagine, because
Yeah.
even if those things phased you then you wouldn't have, not saying you wouldn't have gotten as far as you could have, but a lot of things would have distracted you on your path.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, because this industry comes with a lot, and it's just, and once you come into the public eye, like I said, depending on what age you get the fame and everything, it can be a curse, because it's a gift, but it can also be a curse if you get it at the wrong time, and you allow it to affect you, and then you can just spiral into bad decision making. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
And the second question is, what are 5 key things you live by? So like motivational mantras or whatever.
I try to live by discipline, by consistency. I try to live by making sure that I love what I do and I'm passionate about it. I try to make sure to live by humility and just keeping my feet on the ground. And I try to live by, I think, just keeping it simple, keeping things simple. I think, like, not trying to complicate things, just accepting and appreciating things for what they are. And yeah, man, don't overcomplicate life. I think those are things that are key to who I am,
Those are nice.
Yeah.
Discipline is very important, or else it's a wrap. Nothing will
Oh yeah,
right.
Definitely.
And then the third question, well, it's the fourth one. What are common misconceptions about you?
That I'm arrogant. that I'm arrogant and vain. Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. That I'm arrogant and vain. Jeez, what else are there? Now there's, I don't know. Some people tend to believe that I guess it's because of the character I played on Scandal, but some people think that I'm actually gay. Sometimes.
No.
I don't. Yeah. So, yeah. Some people actually really think it's real life. So, yeah. I think those. Yeah, I think those two are the biggest ones.
Okay. What is something you wish people knew about you that they don't?
That I'm actually an introvert and a shy person when I don't know people. When I don't know you. Yeah, when I don't know people and I don't know the people that are around me, I tend to stick to myself. I tend to be shy. Until I'm comfortable around the people, then I'm just chill. So people from the get-go would think that I'd be loud or arrogant or whatever, and then when they see me being an introvert, then they also perceive that as, no, he thinks he's too cool to talk to us or whatever. But it's no, I'm just an introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do look shy or more introverted to me from my observation. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've got the right observation.
And then, out of all the characters you've played, what was your favorite one? And what was your worst character and why?
I don't think I have just one that's my favorite, only because I've got my favorite ones for different reasons. I really enjoyed playing the character on Ring of Lies, because I got to learn boxing, I got to learn MMA, and obviously the character was interesting, went through a crazy journey. I enjoyed the character on The Queen, because that was the first time where I sort of played your action hero action scenes with the guns and saving people. Who else? The character on Isono was nice. He was he was a great guy. It's someone that I could really be could be a role model for myself even. Let me think. Yeah.
Those are your favorites.
But yeah, but I think the character I'm playing right now is probably gonna be my favorite, just because of how challenging it is to play this character and figure him out, and all these complexities and conflicts. Yeah, I think those three. And then the ones I didn't like, I don't think there are characters I didn't like. I think the one character that irritated me was the character I played on Zabalaza, because just he made stupid decisions. Like I struggled to understand why he was like the way he was. He was annoying sometimes.
And you have to so that people can believe you. Yeah,
exactly. You have to get over it, and that's the hard part, to read what this guy is doing and saying and be like, why? But then still try to understand it, and so you can play it. So yeah, that was difficult. But yeah, he annoyed me with the decisions he made. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I like the other guys. The guy Tsepo, who I played on Scandal, Tsepo, hey, who I played on Scandal, he was cool. I feel like he complained too much. Yeah, like I feel like he complained a bit too much, but otherwise he was cool. Yeah, other than that, there's no character I didn't like.
Really?
Yeah, I think all the other guys I could find reasons to justify, their actions. And yeah, I understood them, but it's just the one on Zabalaza that I struggled the most to figure out. Yeah.
Wow. I wish I had that, because when I did drama in high school, there was one character I'll never forget that I hated so much, but I had to get to like them so that my character could be believable. Because even when I was acting, you could see that I don't buy this person's attitude.
Yeah. I also had that experience with that first character. I was like, I was in my head thinking, but this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel you.